All right, SigFigs part 2. Well, SigFigs part 2 is not really classifying whether or not a number is significant or not, but instead asking us about using significant figures and addition and subtraction, as well as multiplication and division. Now, the rules for addition and subtraction and multiplication and division are going to be different from one another. If you're looking at a number, or if you're adding two numbers or subtracting two numbers, what you need to do is figure out how many decimal places you've got. So if you took the number 10.600 and you added that to 3, well, one of those numbers has, from the tenths, the hundredths, the thousandths position. It's got a great amount of precision. Your other number, on the other hand, we don't have any decimal places. So this number actually has 0 decimal places. So what you need to do is add these numbers, let's say 13.600, but then look back at your initial numbers and say, which one has the fewest number of decimal places? Well, it would be that 3xxx. In which case, what you're going to do is you're going to take that number right here, and you're going to round it down to the fewest number of decimal places. And the fewest number of decimal places is 0. So you've got to round this number, and you're going to write 14. That is the correct answer for this problem right here. Because you are focused on how many decimal places. And the number that has the fewest decimal places is the one that's going to determine how many decimal places your answer has. So when it comes to SigFigs for addition and subtraction, you're not so fixated on number of significant figures as you are decimal places. So think addition and subtraction, decimal places. Multiplication and division. Multiplication and division, on the other hand, are a little bit different. Let's say we had that exact same problem, 10.600 times 3. In this case, what we need to focus on is which number has the fewest number of significant figures. And you would not be at all surprised to learn that it is, well, 3. So what we're going to do with this problem is we're going to multiply 10.600 times 3, and you will get, the answer is 32.8. Now that number, the number with the fewest number of decimal places, is that 3. That has the fewest number of SigFigs, not decimal places. That number is 3. You have 1 SigFig. So your answer needs to have only 1 SigFig. In which case, how would we do that? Well, we'd write 3 times 10. I mean, heck, you could round it to 33. But then you'd have to round that down to 1 SigFig. So you're going to say 3 times 10, 10, to the first position. Because you lost some certainty with that. So your answer in this case needs to only have 1 significant figure. And your correct answer would be 3 times 10 to the first. So when it comes to addition and subtraction, fewest number of decimal places. When it comes to multiplication and division, fewest number of SigFigs. So I'm going to rebrand that as fewest. All right. Well, I hope that was helpful, and I hope that gives you a little bit more insight into significant figures and working with them in math problems.